Well, we've been talking about progressives seem to be moving from state to state to raise taxes on high earners. And next stop, Colorado. Initiative 195 would replace the state's flat 4.4% income tax with 6 different tax rates based on income. If approved, Colorado's top income tax would be set at 8.4%. Mike, it's almost a doubling. We've been talking about this, and you know, of course, the people promoting this say, no, people will still stay there. But Colorado, I'm not so sure about that. I mean, people love to go to the slopes. I know people that have go there for vacation a lot. Wouldn't a lot of people, particularly with the money that provide the revenue for the state, move out if this happens?
I think it's the story remains the same. People are the people who have that you're trying to tax have the ability to get up and leave. And they may not want to get up and leave, but if you make it hard enough for them, you know, there's a saying, money goes where it's treated best. If you continue to take money from people who worked hard to earn that money, they're going to go somewhere else. And hopefully the country doesn't tip over with everyone going to Florida and Texas. But if these people win, again, though, their concern isn't actually being able to take the revenue from the rich people. I believe it's to be able to say, we're going to get these bad rich people, we're going to give everyone else things for free so they win elections, and then, you know, what's going to happen at some point, they're going to be looking to get revenue producing earners back in the state.
But Dagan, we were just talking about vacations. We're all talking about our various vacations. People don't need necessarily to live in Colorado. I know there's some small towns that are very nice, but a lot of people just go there for vacation. I mean, you can still go to Colorado if they raise the income tax, but you don't have to pay it.
Right. They're raising the income tax at a time when, look at Aspen, Colorado, home sales are tanking because the snow was so bad. The snow in Aspen, Colorado was the worst in decades, and Aspen home sales fell 32% in the first 6 months of 2026 compared to last year. And on homes of $10 million or more, and that's the tax base that they really want to soak, fell almost 43%. So it's the worst home sales in Aspen since at least COVID. But that's what happens, is that the progressives, the left wing, who are trying to raise taxes and garner more revenue, don't pay attention to all the other parts of the economy. So they want to soak the rich at a time that the rich are leaving.
And Brian, if you're a supply sider, as you and I are, if you want to soak the rich, the best way to do it is to lower tax rate. They always come in with more. It happens to be true. It is. It is absolutely the way to do it. You lower tax rates, you flatten them out. They're going in exactly the opposite direction, and the rich will escape.
But if you're going to raise taxes, the first thing you do is you chop up a flat tax into a bunch of gradations so you can jack up all the ones at the top. This is why I say, Jackie, all these states that are getting these Californians coming there, or New Yorkers, watch it. They'll turn you into their state. They're doing it in Colorado.
You hope they're smarter than that, but I guess not.